Hi, I'm Helga D'Souza. I'm a seasoned project manager. I help folks manage their projects. These people could be people who are not project managers but have to take on projects, or other folks that just basically need some project management coaching, and that's what I'm here for. So, today we're going to talk about risks and how to manage the risks and how to identify risks. So before I even get into that, what I want to do is I'm going to create the risk register from Claude. I'm going to show it to you on how to reproduce that in Gemini and also how to reproduce that in Copilot. Once we get the finished products, then I'm going to go over perhaps maybe a part two video on what is the matrix itself and what are the elements and when should they be called out. Okay, so first off, let's start with generating the risk matrix. So let me just share my screen. Okay, so you're probably going to see, I hope you can see my Gemini here, but I'm going to go to Claude first. Claude is, as I said before, is very, very sophisticated. You'll notice a difference when I try this with the other two. So what I'm going to say is, I'm going to say create a risk register from the project, from the attached files, right? And the attached files are going to contain it's going to contain the project brief, which I had gone over earlier in an earlier video. And it's also going to contain a transcript of a meeting where some risks were identified in that meeting. Okay. So I'm going to attach those files right now. I'm going to attach the brief. And I am going to attach the transcript, okay, of this IT project. Okay, so away we go, and let's see what Claude produces. Now, comparatively to the other two AIs, I find Claude to be very much quicker, but you're going to witness that when I attempt this with the other two AIs. So just let it think. Okay, and right now it's displaying at the moment what the register is. I'm just going to move my thing here. And what I'm going to do is see if I can, it's not easy to view here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can, I'm going to download this. I'm going to download this file and I'm going to show to you what Claude had created. And I'm just going to call this, I called it C, which is for Claude. So let's see what it came up with. Okay, and I have the file here, so I'm going to just bring it over. Okay, so this is it. It had gathered it from the charter and it had gathered it from the transcription, and there's going to be a reason why I wanted it to do that. And I'll get into that. Perhaps I may not cover it in this video. I might have to do it in a part two. Okay. So it's telling me the sources from the transcript or the sources from the project brief. So it'll tell me where the source came from, what the risk category is, the description, likelihood, impact, risk score. Okay. So I will go over that with you perhaps in a second video. And then what the status is, mitigation, contingency, and so forth. So Claude has produced this just from me giving it those two attachments. Now, what it also did is it also has, of course, the risk register. You also have a risk matrix to show the severity of the risk. And then you also have a list of action items that need to occur in order to help mitigate those risks. Okay. So that is what Claude has produced. So as you could tell, it's very detailed. So very good. So I'm just going to close this file right now. All right, so now let's see if Gemini is going to do the same thing. Let's see what Gemini produces. So create a risk register from the attached files. Okay, so again, I'm going to add it from the transcript, and I'm going to add it from the brief. Okay. All right. And here we go. And this is Gemini. Okay, so Gemini has produced like so. Okay. It gave it a risk number ID. It's given a description. It's given the data breach and then what the proposed mitigation is. Okay, so this is the format that it had provided for us, and it just gives us a view of it right away. So it's not as detailed as Claude, as you can see, but it is still something you could definitely use and populate in your own template if you already have a risk register template. Okay, Claude, like I said, already creates the template for you, and it's just giving you some again, it gives you what the risk is, what the description is, the impacts, and of course what's the mitigation there and who's the owner. Okay, so it gives you that. Okay. And then, like I said, you could probably copy this, put this into your matrix, and away you go. Okay, so that is Gemini, so not bad. Next one that I'm going to do now is Pilot. I'm going to go to Copilot. Okay. All right, and it's not like I'm saying each of them are better. What I'm trying to show you is how to do this in either of these tools that you may have access to, right? Most folks right now are using Copilot versus Gemini, and there's some organizations are Google-based, okay? So let me just go ahead, create a risk register from the attack. Okay. So I am again gonna add the transcript, and then I'm gonna add. I don't think it matters what order I give these attachments because it's drawing it from this both information. Okay, so let's see what it comes up with. And away you go. Oh, very quick, very good. Okay, so again, it creates a grid. It looks at all the various. It tells you about the description, if it's high, likelihood is medium, and then what mitigation response is, right? But the only thing it didn't have is the owner. So perhaps you could probably ask it again. I could say revise the register to have owners of each risk. Okay, let's see what it does there. Perfect. Okay, and there you go. And it has the owner in there. Again, you can take this and populate it. Okay, and that's basically it. So those are 3 registers from 3 different AIs, and I'll do a deep dive on what it means to have a risk register. Okay, and I'll probably do that in the next video. Right, so play around with it, have fun. It's pretty user friendly. You don't have to be an avid prompt engineer nowadays. I think it's getting there where it's pretty user friendly. So that's about it. I'm going to stop my share here. So play with it, enjoy, become, an expert at this, and you'll see that this is definitely a way to help you organize better. Okay, so have fun. Take care.